Hi guys, today we're going to look at this problem. How many times has your passenger said to you, oh, how do I move my seat forward? Oh, how do I move my seat back or recline it? What do I do with that? Where's the buttons? You don't have to worry anymore. With this Satonic remote control, it works. Let's have a look. So on these buttons, you've got, that one moves it front and back, forward and back. This one moves it recline or decline. So let's press this one first. Move it forward, like so. And then this one will recline it. Take it upright or reverse it back to there.
Oh, this looks good.
So you can mount this anywhere you like. It comes with double-sided tape. You can stick it in the side of the car here or wherever you want. I'm going to fit mine in my center console like this. So that's done. We're going to look at every detail of this. I've done it in timestamps again, so you'll be able to find everything for all the different models and all the different problems we've had along the way, how easy it is and where to find the stuff.
Now pay attention, please.
Welcome again to Mal's Back Talking Tesla. My car's a 2019 Model 3, but this video is correct for all models and years of the Tesla, including yours. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like button and subscribe at any point if you find this video useful. Doing that will get you all the latest releases, and I can provide personal help with the features and enhancements if you get stuck.
Hello, I'm over here.
If you've got a Tesla problem, we can help you fix it today.
Okay, so what do we get in the box? Well, let's look around the box first and see. So in the box itself, you've got here, it says wireless seat buttons for the Tesla. This wireless seat button is spec'd out, designed for the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. Other cars cannot be installed. So you can't use it for the Model S and you can't use it for the Model X. On the top, you've got the QR code. Let's open the box up fully now. And if you notice here, you've got 3 plugs. These 3 white plugs, 2 of them here are for the power going into the actual seat. So there. This one you don't use at all. You ignore it. We don't do anything with it, but you just put it and tuck it away. That's obviously some sort of controlling. Then you've got this black plug here. This is for the controller, which is this one here. And we're going to just connect it up now just to show you. It clicks in one way, so you can't put it in anywhere else. And this I'm going to take away again because this is going to be what we're going to put in after, and we need it out of the way for installing the wires. Then you've got 2 little black plugs here. These are for the side seat bits, which we're going to remove. So that takes care of those. So let's take this off ready for install. Just clips out. And as you see, it can only clip in one way. So you can't make a mistake. They give you the all-important tool, and it's angled, which is great for getting under the seat. If you don't want to use this, you can use your own T20. So that's a T20 there. That's not going to be an issue if you can do that. The only thing they didn't supply you is the spudger, which you're going to need. So if you've got one from previous installs or you get one, I'll leave a link in the description for where you can get your spudgers. But as you know from mine, we have them somewhere on my person. We'll find it where Mal's spudger is if you see one of my videos. Now, the actual controller has 2 buttons. The first one is to bring the seat back and forward along the rail. And the second one is to recline or decline the position of the seat for your settings. So that looks good too, and you press it and you press that. The only thing I find on these, the buttons are a bit flimsy, so they don't feel like they work. They will work, but they're just not nice clunky buttons that you would like, but they do work. So we're going to install that. They give you the all-important double-sided tape, so you'll be able to stick it on the side of your seat if you want to. Mine's going to go in the control console because I like mine like James Bond, and it has all the bits in the center console that I've designed for all my buttons and controls that work. So we'll get Q from James Bond to explain what those buttons do a bit later in this video. Right, now there we go, and we will take it downstairs and have a look and see what it's like when we're going to fit it in the car.
Number 1.
The first thing you're going to do is slide the seat forward. That means you can get access to it. And then underneath the seat, you can see there's this little screw just here with the 20 torque supplied. You'll be able to undo that, and that will allow the paint to come off. First, take the trim off here. Now we're going to take the trim off. Now there's a little bit here that clip off with the spudger or screwdriver, and then there's a little grommet that you just got to take out there, and that will allow the whole of this section to come out. Once you take the section out, it will expose the plug we need to get at. The plug we need to get at is a supply plug, so we're going to take it apart and then we're going to connect to the other one. So let's get my spudger in there. In fact, in this case we use a screwdriver, because if you may not have a spudger, you can just use a screwdriver. Just going to click the end in and then just pop it out. Once you do that, you're going to plug that end into the new piece that we've got supplied. There we go, plug that in, one. And then what we're going to do is plug the other end into that. And that is, once it goes in, and you get a very satisfying click, that's in. That's the only bit you need to connect into the loom there. That's brilliant, that's in. Right, now we're going to just feed that underneath so that all the wires go, and then we just need to get it so that it goes underneath. And they're under. There you go. And once we've got that in place, just a little bit of fiddle there, and then get the wire through. The next thing we've got to do is to take off the side trim of the switches. Now, because you removed that screw, it's going to be very easy to do. There you go, and you can just pop it out. Once you pop it out, it'll expose the black plug that we wanted to get. You just pop that plug out, and now with the new harness that we've got, we're going to just pull it out and underneath here, get it fed through so it's nicely not getting caught. And then once it's free, you're going to plug that in there like so, and that clicks in. Done. And then the other end you're going to plug into the back into the little assembly, switch assembly there, and that's done. That's it, and that's in. The next thing you can do is connect the control box, which is the Bluetooth box itself. Plug that in there, and clicks in. You can only put it in one way, and that's now in. And then you just feed it underneath. You can use the tie wraps that came with it, or a little tie, whichever you do, just to tie the wires down so they're nicely kept in place. And that's it. Then you're going to put everything back in reverse. You're going to collect the back into the side there. Look, that fits in there very easily. Clicks into that, pops in, and then goes in like so. And now you're in, and then you just try it. The remote goes back and forward as it is, and then the recliner up and down decline. Brilliant. So that's now working. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to pop the trim back. That just fits into there and just clips in. And then once it's clipped, you give it a little tap with your hands, and once it's in place, you get that little grommet control, put it back in, and then you get the top lid that goes on. Then you just feed the trim, and then you're done.
Number 2.
Right-hand drive, which will be us here in UK, in Australia, it's different. The car hasn't got those features on the left that you're thinking on the passenger side. You have to get access to it from the driver's side. You pop off the same panel I just shown you, and there, if you look here, you'll see the plugs. Okay, so the plug we're going to use is this one. I'll use my finger now. Right, see that comes out. And that's all we need to do. That's the fuse. The company are going to make us a longer wire, I think, because in the UK it's a little bit tight to go all the other way across. I'm going to try and run it under here and see if I can get it under the back of the console, and then see if I can get it to where I need it to go. I'm going to work out a route, so we'll tell you and we'll continue. Which is fine, that's great, but the problem is, because we've now got all the gubbins on the right hand side, we need to stretch to the passenger side on the left. The cable they supply is not long enough. Well, not a problem, you can extend it. On the short term, you can just, it's only a 12-volt power supply lead. The actual unit you'll get into is the fuse. That little white unit is the fuse, which is great because they actually fuse the item. Not many manufacturers add in new accessories, put fuses in, which is a great facility because it won't damage the car. So what you do is you can cut that point off and just run a single wire in to extend the wire. Now, the actual size that you need to extend the wire is about 52 inches. It needs to be that long because when the seat goes back and forward, you need a space, because the mechanism of the seat allows it back and forward, will pull on the wire. So it's not quite the same as what you saw the first one in the 2022 models, they're easy to do. The 2019 and 2018, it's not so easy. The next thing you're going to need is a rod. And the reason is it's not Rod Stewart. No, you need a rod. The rod will help you underneath the console, thanks to my good friend Moz Solomon, who actually said to me this, that there's access underneath the main front of the center console. The hole is about that big. There's a lot of things under there, so you will need a rod. The rod you use is a coat hanger, will do you fine. You don't need anything elaborate, just a metal coat hanger. Straighten it out and then tie your wire to it. Now, if you're going to extend it, that's not a problem, because you just make sure that you put the wire on the end and then pull it through, because it's very easy to get one single wire. Okay, so what I've done is I've got it onto a rod. I've used the wire to pull through. There's a spare piece under the console here. There's plenty of space to run it. So we're going to solder this to this, and then that would be this wire done, and then that should be enough wire for us to run across. You can see from here, there's the tie wrap. The wire runs right underneath. The units go under here, and you can't see it all. I've tied it nicely and it doesn't foul the unit. You've got this one wire here that is enough for it to allow, when it goes back, you see it doesn't actually do much to that wire, and when you move it forward, you see the wire itself doesn't get damaged. And it goes back and forward. The other thing we should look at is, I couldn't get this off underneath here. So what I did, I pulled this forward, and just down there is the plug. Along those pair of pliers, we'll be able to get down there, and you just pull it out.
Number 3.
Clipping everything back is very easy, like this. Okay, so the button clips back in here. This is now tight, pushed in. This now just clips in to the side here, like so. Just really get this back in place. That's all done. You just need a clever piece on the top. You just get this in, okay, and then this just clips in the bottom here. And once that piece is in, this goes over the top of it. It all folds down, and it's all nicely in. Everything's back. This panel's now back on here, and that just clips on, and it all looks nice. It's all nice. The center console is in here now, so that you can do the seating.
Installed some rather interesting modifications. You see this arm here? Now open the top, and inside are your defense mechanism controls. Smoke screen, oil slick, rear bulletproof screen, and left and right front wing machine guns. Now this one I'm particularly keen about. You see the gear lever here? Now if you take the top off, you'll find a little red button. If you do, don't touch it.
Now why not?
Because you'll release this section of the roof and engage and fire the passenger ejector seat. Whoosh.
Ejector seat? You're joking.
I never joke about my work, 007.
Okay, now
Number 4.
I know you're going to be asking me the cost, and what about this company? Who are Satonic? Well, in China, Satonic are one of the most influential companies, like Hanshou. They're as big as Hanshou there. I hadn't heard of them till my good friend Moz Solomon actually told me about this, and it was brilliant, because basically he's introduced me to this product. So how much does it cost? Well, in America it costs you $45.99. Now they've added 99p on each of it, so really it's 46p. $46. So it's $62 if you go to Canada and you want it there. If you want it in Australia, it's $69, and if you want it in the good old UK, it's £39. Great. So that takes care of all of that. That's where you get it. Where do you buy it from? In the comments, you'll be able to order it there, and there is a host of different monies that you can pay all over the world, different currencies. There's just a click down menu at the top here, and you can flick through and see all of the different things there.
Number 4.
Look, go into toy box and you find toy box, and then you go along romance. You hit the romance, you go yes, get cozy. It puts the fire on, and at that point you could then press the button, recline your passenger seat like that. You could recline your seat like so, and then you hit the old button here, and you can get cozy with your loved one, and that'll be fun too. So that's nice. Oh, this seat the romance mode puts on the seat heaters, so it really feels like you're burning up in the car with nice heat and stuff. Lovely for the winter's day. Absolutely brilliant. So that's good too. Conclusions. Is it a good product? Yes, it is not a bad product. I find the buttons a little bit not as they work every time you press them, but they don't feel like some buttons, you know, when you press a button they click or they feel nice. These just feel very flimsy. That's no problem. The battery needed to change this is a 2032.
Number 5.
You have 4 screws. There you go. And if we look at what battery it is, there you go. I'm only going one way. There you go. It's a 2032 cell. The positive goes down below and negative goes up the top here. That clips in like so. That's inside. The back fits on very easily. Only one way. And then the screws go in. When I put my Velcro strip, I cut it in just a position so that I can put it in the right places. In my case, it will clip into my center console, and my passenger will be able to stretch in and just be able to work the seat, which makes that very easy for them and very easy for me. Now watch this video here if you want to learn about the actual new feature that comes, the unlock feature that they have to press the driver's door button. I've gone into an in-depth there what you need to do with that one. Anyway, until the next one, I'll be seeing you.
Mal's back talking Tesla, and with a brand new competition for you called Where's Mal's Spudger? Is it in his jacket pocket, or in his toolbox, in the shower, or in his trousers? Is it straight or bent? Is it red and shiny, or is it grey and greasy? If you know where Mal's Spudger is, then send in your answer and win a prize.